I'm Bridgette and I'm back.
Again.
Apologies, Gilmore gang, for my absence. I basically have a career where when it pops off, I kind of have to ride the wave. I have no choice but to do that. I'm so sorry. I didn't think that we would build a community of genuinely like-minded, attention to detail, maybe ADHDers, who knows, people like myself to chat about Gilmore Girls with. Now, I did say when we got to 5,000 subscribers that I would do some sort of fun live and play some Gilmore Gang games, etc. So I need to do a poll and see when that's going to be good for everyone else. Anyway, enough of this. Let's just get straight into the messy recap. If you're out on the road. Emily Gilmore graces Stars Hollow with her presence and goes on a Gilmore girly date with Rory. Rachel decides to buddy up with Lorelai and enlists her help with trying to get Luke to believe she's going to stay whilst also saying she's going to leave. Okay. Luke is feeling the pressure of having his ex-crush be friends with his ex-girl turned sort of current girl. Rune is back in Stars Hollow. Not one person is happy about it, least of all Michelle. Henry, the guy from the party that we thought liked Lane, does in fact like Lane, and the writers rewarded her with this top. Rachel lures Lorelai to an old abandoned inn, but it turns out to be the perfect potential place that Lorelai is looking to start up her own inn with Suki. Two icons meet and we can all die happy.
And that's what you missed on
Gilmore Girls.
So Rory Gilmore is tired.
Okay.
They're in the diner and Lorelai and Rory are playing a game that they've dubbed 1, 2, 3. So Luke comes over and they try and explain the rules of the game to him. So the rules are, the first guy you see is number 1. You can either stick with that guy or pass, and then the next guy will be number 2. You can stick with that guy. If you move on from that guy, then the third guy that you see has to be your husband.
Got it. Good.
Oh no. Daddy, not Kirk.
No, I actually felt sorry for him in this moment. He is annoying as hell, but these lot are bullying him. I guess there's nothing inherently wrong with him.
Lies! Deceptions!
So they carry on playing the game, and the next person to cross the window that Rory singles out as number 1 is none other than her recently ex-boyfriend, ex-stalker, Dean. Suddenly the game's not fun anymore.
Guess who's back again?
Max Medina. So Max calls up the Independence Inn to speak to Lorelai, which again feels highly inappropriate, but what's new there? He's calling from the teacher's lounge at Chilton. Can you not wait until your job is finished for the day? Also, Lorelai is a woman at work working. It's giving desperation, it's giving lack of boundaries, it's giving codependence, it's giving Max Medina. So they continue to have their conversation, and it turns out that they've actually not seen each other in a while. They've just been having these weird phone dates instead. Maybe it's because he is still your daughter's teacher at the school that she attends.
The ghetto!
Anyway, they arrange to have an in-person date, and at this point, I no longer care. So as Rory is still reeling from being dumped by Dean, and as there seems to be only one store in the whole of Stars Hollow that sells snacks, Rory takes it upon herself to use Lane as her personal slave. So Lane has to go in and get the snacks.
Ew to the nah, nah.
Apparently Rory has been keeping a list of where and when Dean will be to avoid bumping into him. And honestly, I get it. I've avoided people that I haven't even dated. You know, just people on a certain day, certain time that I just have no interest in making small talk with. I have been known to go out of my way by at least 30 minutes to avoid a guy that lives near the station that I need to go to, just so that I don't have to say hello to him because I simply cannot be bothered. So once Lane's slave duties are over, the girls part ways, but not before Lane informs Rory that she has to get on with a science project with a partner. Meanwhile, Lorelai bumps into Luke coming out of something called the Cat Club. Okay, we've literally never seen or heard of this before, but okay. And as usual, this woman is relentless in her line of questioning and just has to know what Luke has bought. He's not your man.
Mind your business, that's all, just mind your business.
But Luke, being under Lorelai's thumb for some reason unbeknownst to us all, relents and shows her what's in the bag.
Wow, potholders. Little kitty potholders.
It is a cat pot holder that he has purchased for Rachel, his girlfriend's birthday. Really, Luke?
Wow.
However, I kind of agree with Luke about the process of gift giving. You know, why on birthdays or Christmas do we suddenly have to work out what a person wants and needs from us? Oh, this is the day that they were born. Quick. Not the scramble mad dash to find an appropriate gift to sum up the love that you have for this person. I can do without it. It's too much pressure. Anyway, Lorelai decides that the cat pot just simply won't do for her new best friend and volunteers to go and pick out a gift for Rachel herself.
Girl, goodbye.
She is so involved. Haven't you got a date with Max Medina to get ready for? Luke agrees to it and actually gives Lorelai his credit card.
Big mistake. Big. Huge.
So, this mysterious science partner of Lane's turns out to be none other than our non-fave Dean. He turns up at Mrs. Kim's antique store, stroke the place where they live, and Mrs. Kim gives him a grilling, and honestly, I'm here for it.
Dean? Wait.
Who's Dean?
I'm Dean.
How you know Dean?
We go to school together.
You do.
Yeah, we're science partners.
You don't talk.
Sorry.
So they sit down to work on the science project, and Dean looks visibly uncomfortable and asks about Rory. Maybe if you hadn't dumped her over the fact that she didn't know if she was in love with you after 5 minutes, you would know how she is. So Lane sets a clear boundary that they will not be talking about Rory, and at first it's like... And then...
She can't go into the market.
Why not?
Because you're there.
Not on Wednesdays.
Already noted.
Like, just be quiet.
Anyway, she asks Dean if he thinks that Rory and him will ever get back together. And it is at that precise moment that Rory walks in. Now, how she got past Mrs. Kim, we will never know. Lane runs after her and Rory is visibly upset, and honestly, I don't blame her. Ultimately, Lane girl, you should have told Rory that Dean was your new science partner and you should have kept stum about your girl's business. So Rory's trying to sleep and Lorelai comes into her room and is being the menace that we've all grown accustomed to. Also, not the shoes on her daughter's bed.
I think you're a sick woman. To do something like that is sick.
Never in an African household. Now, I don't know if she's joking or not, but Lorelai suggests to get Rory out of her funk that she takes the day off school and comes to the mall with her to go shopping so she can go and buy a present for the guy that she actually blatantly in love with's girlfriend.
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
The least you could do is not encourage your child to not go to the school that you're not paying for. Also, she tells Rory to not dwell over Dean. Let's run this back.
Can I give you a little advice?
Okay.
I think what you really need to do today is wallow.
Wallow?
Oh, yeah.
No, you figure it out because you flip-flop so much, you should be wearing some flip-flops.
Like I've said before, I always keep receipts. So back at the diner, and Lorelai comes in with about 50 bags worth of shit. Now, if this is not the definition of overstepping, I don't know what is. Because what do you mean you spent all that money on Luke's credit card?
Take it back.
Come on, just the jacket. Just once, be too sexy for your shirt and do a little dance on the catwalk.
Get away from me, you mental patient.
My thoughts exactly.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Our fave, Chilton. Whenever I see the outside of that building, my heart skips a beat because I just know there's going to be some messiness. Unfortunately, Max Medina is teaching a class.
Look carefully at the "I really wish I weren't here right now" button.
So Rory's daydreaming in class and Paris decides to wake her up by dropping her books. Are these girls friends or not? I can't be bothered to rewrite and work out where we are in their friendship. I thought they were on the last episode. Let me know in the comments below. So Max clocks that Rory's daydreaming and isn't concentrating on his riveting teaching and decides to keep her back after class. He lets her know that he knows about her breakup. Is Lorelai Gilmore in her right mind for any point of this series? Because what do you mean you've told your child's teacher about her breakup with her boyfriend?
You done lost your damn mind. When you get your damn mind, you call me.
And if Rory disowns her, honestly, I don't blame her. And then Max and Rory continue to have another inappropriate conversation about his relationship with her mother. He is doing way too much trying to be stepdaddy. We've got that covered with Luke, thank you very much. Okay, so we're back at the diner, and honestly, I don't know how to feel about Luke not being in his flannel shirt or his backwards cap.
That was kind of surprising.
Like, obviously, he still looks hot. It's giving... So Lorelai is trying to style Luke. When this guy at the counter asks for ketchup, and it's like, sir, it's literally right there. You're telling me you couldn't stretch your arm to pick it up yourself. You look kind of tall, so I'm imagining that your arms are long as well. Then Luke starts asking Lorelai how she prefers the men in her life to look.
God damn it!
And honestly, I'm pissed. Why the obsession with Lorelai Gilmore? He's got Rachel now, and she's hot. And sane, presumably. There's no need to be greedy, Luke. Unless you're interested in me. So whilst Lorelai is intent on not minding her business and fiddling with Luke's belt, in comes Rachel.
Oh, hi.
So Lane is waiting at the bus stop for Rory in an attempt to try and make it up to her, and she even turns up with coffee in hand. The amount of times Rory's effed up in their relationship, and I don't remember her begging it, I digress. So Rory's pretending that she absolutely doesn't care about Dean anymore, even though she's clearly vexed, and the girls part on a bit of a low note.
Well, damn it.
So Lorelai runs after Rory in the way that everybody seems to, and Rory takes Lorelai to task about the fact that she's been running her mouth to her teacher, which honestly, valid. And then Lorelai tells her this ridiculous anecdote to try and justify why she hasn't told Rory that her and Max are still doing a thing. I think her point is, when she eventually gets to it, that she didn't want to rub it in her face that her and Max were back together because Rory had just been dumped by Dean. And it's like, okay, you think your child is going to be jealous of your adult relationship with her teacher?
Stop it. Get some help.
It doesn't matter whether you tell me about Max or not, because you're just gonna break up again anyway.
Excuse me?
Well, that's what you do best.
Hey, stop right there.
You'll break up, cry, get back together, break up. It doesn't really matter. I'd rather not have to keep track, so tell me when you're down to the final inning.
Damn!
You know I'm not always a fan of Lorelai, but Rory, put some respect on your mother's name.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Emily and Richard Gilmore. So Emily and Richard are getting all dolled up to go to a fancy soiree, a fundraiser of sorts. Now, what fundraiser, you may be wondering? Starving children, homelessness, extinction of rhinos.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
They are going to a charity fundraiser for a plant. Now, Emily, I love you, girl, but this ain't it. But guess who turns up as they're getting ready to leave?
Richard?
Where is the loyalty between all of these Gilmore girls? First, Lorelai spills all the tea about her relationship to her school teacher. And now Rory is running off to her grandma's house, who she knows Lorelai can't stand, and spilling the tea on the fight that she's just had with her mum. Anyway, Richard, of course, is ecstatic because he was not here for the plant fundraiser anyway. This from Emily.
The girl obviously needs some peace.
How do you know that?
I can tell.
Oh, you're a mind reader now. How nice. We'll get you a turban and a little booth by the train station.
Rory requests to stay the night like the traitor that she is. Rory didn't even bother to phone her mum to tell her where she is and tell her that she's safe. Lorelai is frantically ringing around everyone trying to work it out. She's got Suki on the case. She's got Max Medina on the case. I have to admit, Max Medina is kind of supportive. Emily finally calls Lorelai and lets her know that Rory is safe and sound, but she can't help but gloat a little bit. Emily, you know I love you, girl, but less of the gloating would be great. Now, I know I said that Max was super supportive, and he was, but the way he manhandles Lorelai, I don't like it. He always be grabbing her up. Max questions Lorelai and asks her, has she actually told anyone about them sort of getting back together? And Lorelai admits that she has not. Now, I would be denying him too. Just kidding, just kidding. Just say that you're ashamed of Max and in love with Luke, and we can all just get on with it. So breakfast at Emily Gilmore's, and yet again, I am jealous of Rory. Imagine having someone whip you up breakfast and then suggest that you have the leftover roast lamb to take in your sandwiches to go to school. Oh, I fear my life will never reach the comfort levels of Rory Gilmore's, and for that, I curse her. At the diner, Luke immediately steps back into his role of stepdaddy as soon as Lorelai tells him that Rory ran away. Lorelai, not being content to have one man to tell her daughter's woes to, has to confide in Luke as well. And they are cussing Dean out. Look, she got dumped by her first boyfriend. She will survive. I think we can all agree that there are worse things out there, like Lorelai's shirt in the middle of this episode.
Oh my God!
A true travesty. So Lorelai heads over to Dossie's, whatever, to give Dean a piece of her mind. And honestly,
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
The boy is at his job and you physically abuse him. For what? Not me being on Dean's side. Do not make me go there. Whilst I don't agree that dumping someone over the fact that they didn't say I love you back is the best move, it's between the two of them.
Mind your business, that's all, just mind your business.
Lorelai bursts through Emily Gilmore's door like she is the Gestapo looking for Rory. Of course, Lorelai, being codependent, has to know the ins and outs of what happened with Dean, even though she already knows because she went and questioned Dean. And Rory lets her know that the reason they broke up is because she couldn't say that I love you back, which Lorelai immediately understands because she is avoidant to the max. I'm sorry, but that's one of the best jokes I've ever made in my life. Lorelai expresses that she's worried that she's going to be a commitment phobe like she is. And it's like, girl, she's a child. If she's not in love with her boyfriend, let the girl be. So the Gilmore girls eventually head back to the chaos of Stars Hollow, and Emily and Richard look a little bit crushed that their little visit from their perfect grandchild is over. So they're driving back and Rory gets out of the car, presumably to apologise to Lane, but because I never heard the word sorry come out of her mouth, the jury is still out. Lorelai, on the other hand, heads home and immediately calls Max Medina and is now saying she does want to see him again, and honestly, I'm starting to feel sorry for him. If you're out on the road. So Rory is coming down a bit because she was Miss Sassy Pants in this, and she got a free breakfast, and she was rude to Lane. Lorelai girl, come on down. This woman has no clue what she wants in terms of men. I felt for her a bit when Rory was running to Emily's, but honestly, she deserves it next. Emily, stay where you are. Sure, you were a bit gloaty over Rory running to you in her hour of need, but your daughter is annoying as all hell. Richard, distant, hysterical, loves the New York Times. What's not to love? Luke, I'm going to need you to focus on Rachel and stop seeking approval from Lorelai. Down a tad. Lane, you're going to have to come down a tiny bit because you shouldn't have lied to Rory or told Dean Rory's business, but you were quick to apologise with coffee, so I'm not going to be too hard on our girl. And that's it. That's the end of the episode. Wow. I leave for a little bit and the Gilmore girls are still up to their usual shenanigans. Now, if I'm not mistaken, there is only one more episode in the entire season 1. I actually cannot believe I'm almost there. So stick around for that. But until then, okay, bye.
Gilmore Girls. That's all I've got for that. Subscribe.